up. Move out.
Georgia has capitulated.
Move out.
Georgia, sweet Georgia. Let's go and be sneaky, sneaky.
Fall in. Attention.
Oh.
Fall back.
Yes.
Move back.
I saw an opportunity. I took the opportunity.
Go,
It's
go,
definitely
go.
nice having like motorized units mixed in for moments just like that.
Let them have it.
Hawaii have joined the Crow Prosperity Sphere. That is unfortunate. Oh no, Fuchs has been wounded.
Yes, sir.
That's you, isn't it? That's very annoying. Hofmeister then, I guess. Although I would like to get Simmons some more experience, especially now we're actually using infantry units. That actually makes sense. So let's bring Simmons in.
Ready.
Yes, each of the US factions have their own focus trees. So the American Union State, this is theirs. And as you can see, it's pretty big. And then the CSA have their own. And then PSA have their own. So yeah, it's good. I'm actually getting very close to thinking that we probably should intervene before this war ends. We will lose our units over in Spain, but frankly, I think that we've done so much damage that that's not going to matter.
Move out.
Oh, damn it.
Keep moving. Yes, sir. Orders. Keep on moving.
There we go.
Fort. Yes,
We're
sir.
good. Honduras joined the Liberal Pact. Okay.
All in.
Let's go and cause them some more problems.
Orders. Fall back.
You can even start with Infantry Commander. That's pretty nice. Auchinleck, how are you doing for experience? You're getting Infantry Leader, you're getting Engineer. You're actually getting a decent amount. And Monty, I would like you to be a thorough planner, please.
Let them have it.
And Ironside already is. They're both already logistics wizards, which is great. Okay, is there anything else I need to start investing in? The first new unit models is going to be 1939. Which would probably be tanks. Oh, here we go. Motorized, mechanized, soft attack. Edmund Ironside. He seems like a reasonable chief of staff. I'd say, let's bring him in. Whenever you encircle CNT divisions, they just become like small communes. Yeah, I'm not wrong. Maybe focus on reinforce the border decisions now. The thing is, if I declare war on the CSA, it's going to bring in the entire Entente. And we already have quite a few troops on the borders. I mean, just look at this. Oshriki Kingdom has capitulated. I think I do need to start preparing for an intervention. It's going to behoove us to do so.
Taking aim.
Oh, wait. Is this going to give me... Oh no, Chief of the Army. Okay, that's fine. We have a Chief of Staff, we don't have a Chief of the Army. The time has come to select a man who will lead both the British and the Canadian forces to victory on the ground. King Edward and Prime Minister Henry Page Croft have all but appointed JFC Boney Fuller with the title, convinced his ideas on mechanising the military is exactly the kind of ideas we need. They both seem to have forgotten, however, that the majority of lives on the line will be Canadian. Several ministers have pointed out that George Vanier is more than qualified and will keep the British from throwing away Canadian lives in another Gallipoli. So Vanier would come in. The exiles will lose influence. Organisation, supply consumption. Or Fuller, who is a mechanised guy. This is definitely the one for us. We're going to lose a little bit of popularity, but should be okay. And this is going to increase our speed even further. Division speed plus 10, division speed plus 10. Oh no, that's max speed for mechanised. And all that stuff, which is good. Yep, we'll bring you in. Alright. Intel network strength gain plus 0.1. That's cool. Oh, this gives us Commando Training, Government Cipher School and Radio Interception Group for free. Okay, that's really strong. Interesting. Okay. Let's cross the border. The time has come. We must prepare to cross the southern border and wade into the mess that America has become. We cannot stand idly by, though we must remember the times have changed since the War of 1812. This time we are facing a foe that outnumbers us and outguns us by several measures. Kind of.
Ready.
There's the fleet in being. Now I'm going to grab another excavation. Get those done as quickly as possible. Apparently Edmund Ironside was Baron, so he was properly addressed to the Lord Ironside. Which is incredibly badass. It kind of is, isn't it? I always feared Canada intervention whenever I played as the CSA or the AUS after playing as Canada and France a fair few times, and now welcome the intervention. Insular India took 10 states. Dutch East Indies were annexed. So even without support they did. Did Wilhelmina resign? I think she might have. No, she's still there. So even though the Dutch went social liberal, I thought she always resigned the social liberals one. Apparently I was wrong.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you lot have actually achieved all of your objectives. So your next one is going to be this. And I want you to do it from there. And we'll try and cut this off. Hey, Charles. Canada and France have such a weak build-up that the extreme amount of militia groups you can get in the American Civil War, I see it as a free way to get Alaska and Panama back. Can I show the whole country? Yeah. It is, in fact, possible for me to zoom out that far. El Salvador declared war on Guatemala. Wilhelmina resigns if the Social Democrats win and then form a coalition with the Radical Socialists. Ah, I see. I thought it was just that the Social Democrats won. Because I think if the... I thought as the Radical Socialists, it's not so much that she resigns as gets kicked out. Actually... You're being successful even though I didn't have a chance to make you be successful. Damn it! Fucking why is everyone getting injured? So who do we want to bring in now? Wingate? Yeah, I think so.
Keep on attacking!
Alright, there it is, crossing the border. I think we're going to go with the Fuller plan. Oh, especially as there is a production cost for armor motorized and mechanized. Oh, wow. Organization Special Forces multiplier. That would be good for large marine divisions. Oh, no, we're going with Fuller. An ardent monarchist and early advocate of mechanization, JFC Fuller believes in static trench warfare that typified the Great War has been rendered obsolete by modern technology. Fuller proposes instead an emphasis on fast, highly mobile warfare in which tanks and motorized infantry perform breakthroughs that envelop enemy lines. They'll never catch on. And that was that done. We're still on 38, which is going to be these. Now, we are buying in too much oil at the moment, probably because we produce our own. El Salvador to 2 states, Guatemala have capitulated. No, but we produce 24% more of it. I think that's what the difference here is. How's the ship refitting coming along? Slowly. Yeah, we are really short on those things now.
Come on, move out!
The federal collapse. News travels quickly today that the federal government has collapsed in the American Civil War. While land was formerly under its control, it's been swallowed up by the other American factions. The last remaining federal leaders were reported to have met with generals from the Pacific States of America in order to negotiate terms for a complete surrender. Pacific conscripts have advanced towards and captured the symbolic capital of the United States, Washington, D.C. As they stormed the Capitol building and met strong resistance, but eventually they broke through, and the flag of the Pacific States of America now flies over the US Capitol. Not quite how it went, but okay. Unfortunately, these guys have just been cut off because of bad mechanics. Hopefully you can resolve this? Like this guy, maybe? Wow, you guys are dropping like flies! Hofmeister. I know you've been waiting to join the fray for a while. Okay, they're getting supply again, that's good. Just need something to take all of this. That's not cut off. Okay. Refugees flood into northern Ontario. With the situation in America worsening, it's no surprise that the Dominion of Canada has become the top destination for those fleeing the violence. Many of the immigrants are legal, but an increasing number of them are not. We are... Blitzkrieg. We want really good tanks. And yes, we can spend points on that now. Right. Intervention. We want to suppress St. Lawrence. And we want to intervene in the Civil War. 30 days.
Commands. Yes, sir. Ready to move.
So, Srera, I think we'll put you in charge.
All in.
And Richard O'Connor.
Ready.
And Norton.
Yes, sir.
And then somebody who's really good at defending. Brooke. Perfect.
Ready. Ready. Listen up. Ready.
We'll let my allies deal with the rest of the defending areas. A series of demonstrations in Montreal have turned violent this week, leading to clashes with both the military and the RCMP forces. A curfew has been established in several cities, and while an uneasy order has been restored, the damage caused by the rioters has left a mark on the region. The Shabai government has gone into exile. The main forces have capitulated to Tibet. Tibet took states. $20 to go in the Pathfinder for the next 6 hours left. Really? Wow, that's going up quickly. That guy definitely took a leaf out the German book. Villa, he wrote the book that the Germans copied. Do these American refugees give Canada more population? I'm not sure. Can't wait to see Sardinian troops wondering why the hell they've been fighting American syndicalists so that they can somehow regain Italy. I mean, it makes sense. You get America on your side, and then you can use the combined might of America and Canada to fight against the syndicalists in Europe to regain Italy for the Sardinians. I'm guessing that the syndicalists can't do a deal with the devil with the AUS. I'm pretty sure it's only AUS and PSA that can do that. After a contentious election which has divided the Union of South Africa in two, the Dominion Party, led by General Jan Christian Smuts, has declared victory, though with the slimmest of majorities in the country's parliament. Voting in South Africa is restricted mainly to the whites, split between the Afrikaners in the north and the British to the south. I'm happy to say that they have nobody guarding Detroit. It's going to be a bad wake-up call for them when they suddenly arrive. The Venetian revolt, with the recent electoral victory of the right-wing and the vehemently anti-Austrian ANI party in the Italian Republic, there's been open sedition in the Veneto region by the moderates opposed to the new government. Many regional rebels are openly calling for the restoration of the Serene Republic of Venice, the famous state that had been conquered in the Revolutionary Wars and ruled alternatively by France, Austria and Italy ever since. But can the Queen of the Adriatic survive? Oh. And then the reinforcements arrived. I never intervened in the American Civil War since I never see the buggers join the Second Weltkrieg. Just sitting there till 44, rebuilding and not moving an inch. I've seen them join. Just about to liberate your hometown in Minnesota. Appreciate it. Hey, anytime. Wow! Looks like we're about to get surrounded here. Oh, we're not. We're holding everywhere. But you need to be careful. Because those guys are about to disappear. Right, 1938. I would like to get those built as well. South African revolt declares war on the Union of South Africa. Right. Well, we're about to lose all of the troops over here as well. So what I am thinking right now is I'm going to cancel... Problem is I can't send volunteers to the Union of South Africa. I'm going to say that I've done enough to support Carlists. If they lose now, then frankly they deserve to lose. Wait. You guys are the ones who will join us, right? Yes. So the Union need not volunteers, they need the Lend-Lease, which is going to be that, that, and that. The South African Civil War. With the recent victory in the South African 1938 elections, the Dominion Party under President Jan Smuts was confident it could implement its sweeping changes in the country's governmental system in a planned federation, regardless of the protests from the Afrikaner provinces of Transvaal and the Oranje Free State. The former British Dominion of South Africa has descended into chaos. The pro-British provinces of the Cape and Natal, as well as Rhodesia, battle with the Afrikaner-dominated Orange Free State and Transvaal for control of the country in what is now referred to as the Fourth Boer War. We are definitely sending aid to the Federationalists. Come on.
Keep your distance.
Yeah, you guys stop attacking. This is an awfully long 30 days. Fuller Plan and the Agrarian Revolt. Mahendra Kamarchand Gandhi has been an advocate for resistance to the brutal Maximist regime of Sundras Chandra Bose in the Bharatiya Commune. And while he has long stated that his resistance must be peaceful, the patience of those within the Agrarian Party has apparently come to an end. Automobile technology has come a long way since the Great War. By harnessing the opportunity of mass-produced vehicles, we can field whole divisions capable of deploying rapidly and supporting fast armoured advances. Speed on foot is no longer a limiting factor in warfare. Horsepower now rules. Ah, apparently we're at war. Thanks for the warning. And there, New England is now at war with them as well.
Orders.
Begin. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Air Force. Whoops. We can almost certainly bring in, yeah. Another bunch of fighters. Now I just need to wait for my infantry units to get home and then bring everyone in. Come on guys, push across, push across! Let's take Detroit, it's a major manufacturing location for them. We can do this, I'm sure of it. Bharati is so against India. Okay. Russian state declared war on Turkestan Khanate. Well, if we take these guys out by Christmas, which I'm sure we will, then we can go and intervene in India as well. We'll be home in time for tea. God, don't do that to me. CSA joins the Commune of France. Not yet, they haven't. And actually, even if they did, with my navy, I'm pretty confident I could hold the coast up to just deny them sending any actual reinforcements. Is there a rule of thumb for how many fighters you should bring in with your bombers? Not really. Enough to keep them alive. And we should have pretty decent air superiority, because I don't think they get many aircraft. Non-aggression to the PSA? Absolutely. Shouldn't I get my navy going? I don't think they have a navy. At least not a significant one. They have a bit of a fleet, I guess. In fact, yeah, there are battles going on off the coast, so yes, maybe we should. So, recon, that's going to be you guys. Actually, let's set up proper things. Oh, we got Somerville and Cunningham. Both Cunninghams, in fact. And Tovey. Oh, we get all the good people. And Tom Phillips, who is a dedicated submarine commander. Nice. And Louis Mountbatten, who's actually a spotter. Double nice. So, Andrew Cunningham is a blockade runner, so you are going to be excellent for escort duty. Then the strike fleet is probably going to be James Somerville, simply because he's a higher level. Dudley Pound is Ironsides, which is really good for strike fleets, but he's also Old Guard, which is really bad. So yeah, Somerville's going to be in charge of the Atlantic Fleet. The submarines are going to be commanded by Tom Phillips. The spotters can either be Mountbatten or Cunningham.